Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your Queen of Ooga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane.
Greetings from your queen of Ooga Booga, that is. Hi, I'm Sally Diane, and welcome to another edition of Psychic Sundays Live. Oh, I couldn't get that out of my mouth. Oh my goodness, what an exciting week it's been. They've had so much going on down south and even here in Canada, and usually we're so sedate. Okay, so who's on right now?
Oh, we've got Nav here, Sonia C, Christy.
Hi, everybody.
Miss Lynn, Kay, Jenna. I got a full house happening here.
Awesome.
Let me turn my mic up a little bit. There we go. All right, so let's start with Jenna.
Hi, Jenna. How are you? And what's your question this week?
How does my boyfriend Caleb currently feel about me and our relationship?
Okay. So. Okay, so what the cards are telling me, the first card is the Seven of Cups. And here's this woman, and she's thinking about all different things. And basically what the deck is saying is that, you're to be the leader, not him at this point. You're thinking about a lot of things, and you're making a lot of plans, and he's just not sure which direction you're headed. Okay. Now, change is negatively aspected. And, sometimes when you make changes in your life, the people around you will resist it. And right now, I think that what's going on with your boyfriend and why he might be kind of pulling back a little bit is because you're talking about making changes in his life, and he wants no change. He doesn't like change. But positively aspected, Jenna, is you do have good dreams for the future, and you've made a couple steps in the right direction. And this is a good time for you to stabilize yourself and get a direction in your life, and you'll find that he follows along. So make some serious plans for yourself, not as a couple or anybody else, but just for yourself going forward. And he'll be just like a toddler. I don't know whether you've ever seen what happens in a supermarket, but when a toddler decides they're going to sit and have a temper tantrum, the best thing for mom to do is walk out the door, because the toddler follows right behind, and he'll follow right behind you. Just get on with what you want to do in life.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
Well, yeah.
So, who we got next here? Hang on. Let me catch up here. Da-da-da.
Okay.
Christy wants to know about her career and what.
Okay, so Christy and career.
She was supposed to start her first year of teaching this fall, but nobody's calling her back. Happy Sunday to you as well, Christy.
Well, I do see opportunities coming your way, but instead of waiting for a call, I think that this is a good time for you to make your own opportunities. You say you want to get into teaching, and I really feel like now is a good time for you to take on some private clients. Whether you're tutoring or helping them with homeschooling, there's lots of little opportunities like that, and it's a real good time for you to just take some initiative there. You are worried about money. Oh, we're all worried worried about money. Don't let yourself get too caught up in the money worry thing, or you'll take money away. Just saying. But it is a good time to kind of get a budget. Don't think that because your income is less that you're not ready for a budget. That's the best time to make a budget and make plans for the future so you're ready to make more money. And the most positive things, I always like to end on a positive note. You have the King of Wands. So not only is it a good time for you to make your own opportunities, but it looks like you might have some things heating up in the romance department. But we'll have to look at that on another reading. Who's next, honey?
Next we have Sonia. She's struggling in her relationship and she's got some financial problem. And just wants to know what the cards say about her situation.
Okay. So, what kind of advice will the cards give Sonia? I'm going to turn over this one first. Well, now I do see that you have little dramas around you, but not really big dramas. You're actually more stable than you think. So don't let the little dramas knock you off your feet so much, honey. You know that. You know that. Over the next little while, you have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess talks about intuitive women. It also talks about women who are observant, who somebody who is observant, who might see things that other people don't. And I see that as being you. So this is your powers of observation are extra good for the next little while. Put them to good use. It's a gift from the universe.
All right, who we got next here?
Yes, okay. And just one last thing, Sonia, is positively aspected you have the Knight of Cups, which means, I know that, you have your issues, but at the core of it, he loves you.
All right. Kay.
Hi, Kay.
How will Sarah take my gift?
I'm almost afraid to ask what the... Well, no, I was getting like these Van Gogh vibes, right? Okay, so... I worry a little bit that you're not picking up on all the cues here. And I know that you're a little uncomfortable about it and you're worried about it. But, I don't think... No, you don't have to worry about that. No. You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry. You're fine. You've got the Ace of Swords right there. So whatever emotion you wanted that gift to say, you have conveyed it. So that's a gift well received, right? Okay, and the most positive thing, I do see in the relationship, I do see some walls being broken down. You have the falling tower here, but it's positively aspected. So I really feel like this is something that opens up a channel of communication between the two of you, and I hope that it's a good thing. Thank you for watching.
All right. Dun, 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 dun.
Now we had our first pre-event meeting last night with OGPS Filming. We're also excited about the event in November, but we're in Ontario, and of course we're unsure about what the restrictions are going to be COVID-wise. So we've kind of put a moratorium on taking any new reservations. And so we might be keeping the crowd smaller, but we are taking a wait list. So if you're still interested in participating in the Ghosts of Stratford event, thank you, then just send me an email at queenofoogaboga@gmail.com and let me know you're interested, and I'll send you the details, and we will be happy to put you on the wait list. That's first come, first served. And the week before, we'll decide how many more people we will be taking for the event. Those on the wait list will be contacted in order. We have somebody waiting?
Yeah, we have all sorts of people here.
Hi, everybody. It's nice to see you.
Miss Lynn wants to know what's coming to her in love.
Miss Lynn in love. I see you've learned some lessons the hard way, but what's ahead of you is much better than what's behind you. So I think you're headed in a good direction. I do see somebody new coming up on the path ahead. I hope that's a good thing. And this is somebody, it's kind of, the way the universe puts it out to me is that it's kind of a surprise. So this is somebody you're going to meet through total serendipity. And it's always nice to have one of those things where there's an instant magnetism. Okay, what works against you in relationships is you've been hurt, and so you still got like a little bitty chip on your shoulder that maybe you need to not let show. You will be lucky in love in October. Your reading ends with the Wheel of Fortune, and we all know what that means. So, yeah, it's a good time to put on a little lipstick and make eye contact and smile and flirt a little bit.
Hello, everybody who has just joined us.
Hi, everybody.
Lisa has a very serious question. She had a talk with her dad today, and she wants to know what his feelings and thoughts are after that talk.
Your dad's a little confused. He's kind of torn up inside because on one hand he wonders, well, why didn't she talk to me about this sooner? And on the other hand, he realizes that it's because of how he is that it made it difficult for him. So it's kind of, it's not just about, he's taking inventory. He's taking a self-inventory here. So it was a good thing. The talk is helping him and hopefully helping you progress as human beings. Would you like me to throw some cards on that as well?
She'll tell you in 10 seconds. Because that's the delay. So how about we just move on?
Oh, okay. Well, usually sometimes in situations I'll get first impressions before the cards have time to talk to me, and I will share those with you.
Yes, she wants cards.
Okay, so another 9 of coins. Yes, you've put, this talk has put a lot of bad feelings behind you. And so you did clear the air. And I know that you're looking at the path going forward. That's a positive thing to do. And it did put you on a positive path. I really feel like there's some courage. It took you some courage. It's odd that, I know this is kind of a do-over or start over. It's got that feel, but it's kind of like I'm getting a delayed new beginning. Ooh. Oh, well, never mind. You got it on both sides. You've got really positive cards here. This was a good thing. You put a lot of things right here. I couldn't pick better cards if I had picked them out of the deck. I was worried that a new beginning was on the ill aspect, but it's on the good aspect too. So there's really, you've already dealt with all the negative. You've put it behind you. You truly, truly, truly have. If you look at this card, you see all the, like this part of the path, it just seems to have lost storm and tears, but you look what's ahead of her, and this going this direction, and it's good. The path is clear. And you just can't beat having two aces. Real positive new beginning. Good on you. You did a good thing.
All right. Let's see. I think scroll down the list here. Oh, hi, Suzanne. She has a question for you.
Hi, Suzanne.
Her mom has improved.
Good.
Had her special procedure.
Good.
And you're right about her frustration. How will she be this week? And do you see her going for treatment in Hamilton? Once again, folks, I need to remind you that Sally is not a medical professional of any kind. Her readings here are for entertainment purposes only. If you have a medical concern, please go see your doctor or the nearest emergency department.
Well, you've got the Four of Cups, right? The Four of Wands, excuse me, right in the middle, and that's kind of like all these people coming together under a canopy. It's actually a picture of a Jewish wedding. You know, that idea of friend and community coming together. So this has been a good thing. This has been a good thing, and for her, she's actually, you know, managed to mend some fences, it almost feels like. But she's been able to strengthen the relationships around her during this period. And I like to see that. You ask if she's going to travel for more treatment. I have the Knight of Cups here, and Knights, you know, they're on horses, and Knights do travel around. So yes, I do see that happening. And the only thing that really works against any of these in this situation is there seems to be some financial outlay here. You know, it's kind of the cost, and you know, perhaps we're looking at the cost of the accoutrements. Also, I don't know whether she was operating on her foot, but I'm getting something around the foot with her. So just tell her to be mindful of her foot. You know. Okay.
All right, who we got next here? Miss Lynn wants to know how Jose is feeling about her or for her. Or something along those lines.
Jose. Right in the middle, you have death, but death talks about changes. So it feels like, is this a new relationship or an old relationship? Well, whatever. Jose himself is going through some changes, so I hope that's a good thing. Let's see what the other cards have to say. But it does look like he's considering his future a little bit more. Wow. So Jose isn't 100% sure. He's about 50% sure. And so just be careful not to scare him off. He's only 50% sure. But he sees something very promising in you, and you certainly light a fire in him.
Nav wants to know what's coming in love for her for the first week of October.
Okay. First week of October for Nav.
Hi, Ava.
It's wonderful to see you, Ava. You're looking good today. Nav, I really feel, before I even throw the cards, I get the feeling of celebration. So I think that in the first week of October, you're going to be able to go out, you're going to be going to maybe a party. It feels like celebration. Of course, you got to be careful, so don't do anything, don't go to any of those big crazy parties. But it just looks like you get to do something fun. Whoops. And the card that came flying out of the deck for you was Strength. So it looks like you might be in a stronger position romantically than you realize it, because I just feel like this is time for you to have a little fun. Yeah? The Knight of Coins just keeps showing up and keeps showing up. Of course, we're over halfway through 2020, so I think the path ahead is getting better for everybody, including you. Now, I do see you on a path that also leads you to, a little bit of money in the long run, but it looks like there's been some delays, and this is probably due to COVID, nervousness, yada yada yada. It just feels like they've had to kind of put a stop to some things, but whatever has been delayed and like. It's not totally dead. It's not the opportunities aren't totally gone. Look for them to come back in the new year for you, Nav. Okay.
All right. Well, we got next. Oh, what happened to my microphone? Oh, there it is.
Okay, so.
Well, sorry we skipped you now. We got to you now.
So anybody who would like to come and get a reading with me, I read right here in Stratford, Ontario, at the spa near the tracks, and I'm there every other Friday and Saturday. And just call the number that is down below, and make an appointment to see me. If you're not in Stratford and would like a reading via Skype, send me a private message at thequeenofoogaBooga@gmail.com, and we'll get a hold of you and set up an appointment for a reading via Skype or Facebook video chat. So who's next?
Oh, well, there are no further questions.
Oh, wow. Then I can tell you guys a little bit more about the event coming up in November. And that is, even though we're not taking any more reservations right now, we are taking names on a wait list. So the week before, if the regulations allow us, we are going to open it up to more people. It's going to be Friday night dinner, followed by a couple keynote speakers. I will be talking about the history of the Queen's Inn and the ghosts of the Queen's Inn, with whom I am quite familiar, and Chris from OGPS Filming will be talking about his adventures as a paranormal investigator, and also talking about some of the occurrences here in Stratford. We will also have a special guest speaker that night. Later on that night, for those who are staying at the Queen's Inn, we're going to have a pajama party, just for the heck of it. On Saturday, there will be workshops, and Saturday night, there will be a walkthrough, a ghost tour of Stratford, and a seance. The best part about it is that we will be filming all that, and we will be sharing it with you at a later date.
All right, let's see what we got happening now. Hi, Marcy. How's your week ahead? Well,
Are you getting a new truck, Marcy? I'm just seeing a truck around you. Why?
sure, we'll get to you, Suzanne.
Marcy, you have a pretty good week ahead of you. You've got the world, and positively aspects, you have the Five of Swords. So that's where I see some healing happening. And I also see you getting the upper hand in a rather unpleasant situation. Sometimes it's fun to be the fly on top. The only real thing I see working against you is just petty annoyances. You will have a few petty annoyances, but overall, you've got a pretty good week coming up, Marcy. Suzanne, what did you want to know?
This is her last week before training. The girl replacing her is back from mat leave. No job for her yet. No job for Suzanne yet, I suppose. You're welcome, Marcy. Oh, Miss Lynn wanted to know what deck you were using.
This is a medieval Scapini deck. I love this deck. It has art and literature references, and the best part about it is the little white book that comes with the deck isn't written by Stuart Kaplan. It's written by the artist. So he talks about why he uses the imagery he uses in these cards, and it just helps you connect so much better with it. Suzanne. What's coming up next for Suzanne and career? Suzanne and career. I'm not as nervous as you are about it. I know the universe is making you wait till the last minute, but it's making you wait till the last minute. I think they like you where you're working because it looks like they are going to make a position for you. You might be told to just hang on there. So I think they might want to keep you around a bit. Yes, don't burn any bridges. Definitely don't burn any bridges. I know that the next week is going to be a little confusing and maybe a bit upsetting. But overall, I see where you're at as being a good thing for you. I see more opportunities there. You got one, you'll get another. They like you. Be very, very careful. Be very careful not to get involved in any kind of gossip or judgment. There might be an issue there. So rise above all that. Be nice to everybody and know that they like you and they will find a way to bring you back.
Yeah, Jim, I'm not quite sure what the problem is there. I'll have to listen back to the screen later on and figure it out. This is OBS I'm using, and it's notoriously difficult to actually monitor the audio properly. And anybody who's got any audio production background really doesn't like using the software. But hey, if you're a gamer, go for it. Anyhow, who we got next there?
Whoops.
So the audio goes funky when we go overhead.
Oh, well, thanks for letting us know that, Jim. You know, if any of you notice something, let us know, because how can we fix it if we don't know? So anyhow, who's next? You better watch out, or I'm going to start talking about my radio days. You know, I wonder whatever happened to when I was when I had my radio show, and this is back in the mid-90s, and that was called Psychic Sundays too, and it was with Early Shirley, and you know that I never saw Early Shirley after the show ended in 1995, I think. I've often wondered what happened to that guy. He had what he called a hair system, which was basically a toupee, and you know, I know it's wrong, and I hope I'm not the only one. But every time I see a guy with a toupee, I just try and visualize them without the toupee. So that was a bit of a distraction during the show. Whoops. So who's next?
Oh, let's find out. All right, I turned off the setting on the overhead shot. Let me know how that goes, guys.
Yeah. Another thing I can't resist is reading.
Eva wants to know about her little kitty, Sweetie.
Oh.
She just wants a short insight, though.
Ava has the cutest cats, and they're always full of personality and sauce. You've got the Four of Swords. Is this a sleepy little kitty? One of the things I pick up around this kitty, I think Sweetie might have some sort of allergies. You know, that's just what I feel. So, you know, maybe the crud in her eyes isn't really cold. It's allergies, and you just have to figure out what she's allergic to.
How's the audio now, Jim?
And by the way, thank you for your help, Jim. We appreciate that.
Yep, there.
Okay, so who's next, honey?
Well, it's time to tell some stories.
Tell some stories. Oh my goodness.
Actually, you know what? I had a question that we talked about a little while ago that she thought would be good for the Sunday live show. And that is, can you use a magic 8-ball for divination?
Okay, well, you can actually use anything for divination. You know, and it's just the idea of anything that has like any kind of a randomness to it, because that way the hand of fate can go and, you know, decide the order of things. And even an 8-ball has a little bit of randomness to it. There used to be one of the psychic fairs I used to do, First Star. They used to have what they call their paranormal museum, and they had all kinds of stuff, you know, the aliens and Ouija boards, just all kinds of crystal skull. But one thing they had was the 8-ball. And there was one psychic fair where Richard Ravenhawk, my friend in Ottawa, went around with a magic ball to each one of the psychic's booth, and he loudly asked a very rude question. When he went to Fernando's booth, he asked something about Fernando and goats that I will not repeat. And he'd turn over the 8-ball, and the 8-ball would say yes, and definitely so. And so it was getting pretty funny. Then he comes to my table. I love the magic 8-ball, because when he asked his question about me, which was a kind of tame one actually, compared to Fernando's anyway, the 8-ball said, definitely not. So that was my experience with the 8-ball. I like the magic 8-ball.
Everybody loves the magic 8-ball. It's one of those gifts that everybody should be getting at least once in their lifetime.
I know that back in my Merlin, there was a woman's group, Merlin's Maidens we call ourselves, and we'd meet once a month and just try different things. Table tipping. One month we tried the candle drip, reading candle drips, and that's a kind of scrying. It's a lot like like reading the tea leaves, where you drip the candle into a bucket of water or whatever, and then you look at the shape of the wax, and you see what, does it look like a dragon? Does it look like a person? All these, that sort of thing, and that's how you do the with a candle. Yeah, you can basically read anything.
All right. Haunting Live wants to know what's going on in Ontario. Are we going back to stage 2?
And that would be with the COVID. And I don't feel like a blanket, but I just feel like there's patches all over the place there. They're going to work a little bit more on the money end of things in Canada, which is really good. It's good that they're taking care of the citizenry first. I know that the debt is a worry, but the government isn't like Uncle Frank, who saves money for his retirement. The government is there to care for its citizens. And this is a time when we need the government to care for us. If we do well and we prosper, then we pay our taxes, and the government has money to pay off its debt. There's very few times I've ever seen the death card mean death, but in this case it does. And I really picked this up that as we go further, there's something about the death statistics in particular. I do think that goes up.
Thanks, Jim.
They are going to announce they're going to extend the current restrictions for 8 weeks, which doesn't make everybody happy, but it's necessary. And he is going to try and keep Toronto and some of the bigger hot spots as shut down, or even more shut down than they are now. I'm sorry for all you stripper fans. They aren't coming back anytime soon.
Okay. That was random.
Well, I know. I was thinking about the things that they shut down in Toronto, and that was one of the things they shut down in Toronto.
Who will win the election?
The one down south?
Apparently, yes. We haven't got an election call in Ontario or Canada at the moment.
We're not going to get one.
No, we are not. So this definitely has to do with Biden versus Trump. So Sonia wants to know which of the two old white men is going to run the country for 4 years.
For 4 years exactly. So boy, Biden's going to win. I do think Biden's going to win, but I think it's going to be a lot tighter and a lot more contentious. So, but it's so close, it's so tough. The one thing I can tell you for sure is that in 2024, Kamala Harris becomes the first woman president.
All right, well, let's see if we can get there.
And I do separate videos on the election and also on Donald Trump. That I do have quite a few fans out there that like to know what's going on with the Don, so we look at that. One thing that I've seen is when his presidency ends, it is going to be so bizarre There's just, I got this vision, and one of the things about the vision was a stunned silence around it.
Marcy had a question about past life regressions. Whether you do them, she's not asking for now, but just wondered if you know of your own past lives.
Yes, and there's a meditation that I do that's really good for seeing past lives. And yes, I've seen some of my past lives. I've seen one where I was an Egyptian priestess. My happiest one was when I was a bald accountant, and I was a flapper for a while. Yeah, a flapper, like the little girls in the 20s. And then it was me. And I like this life almost as much as I like the bald accountant life. That one was a fun one. But I do a meditation that involves a mirror. Well, it's kind of falling into a trance where you stare into your own eyes. And they say if you put yourself in a semi-meditative state in front of a mirror, staring into your own eyes, and you just have a room lit only by a candle. So it's kind of dark, single light source, staring into your own eyes, and you hold that gaze. You can see in your periphery, it's like your whole face will start to change, and you'll see people that you've been in your past life. And that's a pretty cool thing. You should try that one, Marcy. I think you'd be good at it. Marcy's one of my students, and she's also very talented in her own right.
She wants to know if you've ever met me in your past life.
Him?
Yeah, me.
Not that I know of, but when we first started going together, I had the most bizarre dream. And it's actually kind of true. Marcy knows us, so she'll laugh. I had a dream where he was a panda bear and I was a two-headed raccoon. And the more I think about the symbology there and the nature of those animals, the more it kind of fits.
I'm not as picky about what I eat than a panda.
Okay, so...
Hi, Kat.
Hi, Kat.
She wants to know when she will move.
I'm getting an 8, maybe 8 weeks. I'm just getting the number 8, but I'm seeing that you need to save up a little bit for it. Somehow there isn't the resources there yet. Wait a second. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. May. I get an 8, but then I get the 5. So that tells me 8 months. It looks like it's in the plans. But go ahead and hold off for the place and the position that you really, really want, that makes you happy and makes you spiritually content, because that's out there for you. And thank you for tuning in.
Hey folks, do us a favor. Tell your friends about us. Get them to watch too. Let them know we're here so they can ask questions as well.
Yes.
We love seeing all sorts of new people here.
We do.
Love seeing all our regulars. And, well, we're having a good time with this. I know we've been a little bit slow on putting up videos that aren't live. We've been really busy.
Yes. Well, over the next couple of weeks, before the weather gets cold, you have to watch for this video. I am going to do another reading on Justin Bieber, only I'm going to do it on the steps of the Avon Theater, where he got his start. I thought that would be an awesome place to read the Biebs. Our hometown boy here in Stratford, And I have to thank my son for that idea. He said, Mom, you should do that. And I said, that's a brilliant idea. You must be a rocket scientist. And he is. Okay, do we have any more questions?
Yeah, will the mayor get reelected?
You're talking about Stratford Mayor, right? Matheson, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Yes.
Another term.
Well, you're not giving the Stratfordites any better of an option. Why should we go for something new when, it's no better than what we got?
Challenge accepted.
Absolutely. Sooner or later, somebody younger and better is going to come along, but until that time, at least this time around, we're going to stay with what we know.
Well, this time around, still a ways away. All right, what else we got going on here? No more questions. Hey, Alex, how's it going? He wants to know what Jessica thinks of him.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm just kidding. What does Jessica think of Alex? That Jessica's a lovely girl, too. Oh. So, is Jessica let me put it this way. What I see with Miss Jessica is that she's just coming out of kind of a sad part in her life. And I don't think it's involving you, because all the feelings she has towards you seem to be positive. But it looks to me like she's coming into this period of her life sort of on a trail of tears. But when I look at what's ahead of her, it's a lot better. So she's not sure about how stable you are as far as, financially, just life-wise, how stable you are, what kind of a foundation you have. But even though you break some of her rules, she can't help but feel for you. So she does like you despite herself. That's a good thing. Always remember, a woman's love is like a rose. You always have to put in the right light.
Danielle wants to know why she's seeing her dad in her dreams. He passed in 2018.
Because he's visiting you? And I know the kind of dreams you're having. You're having dreams that are just a little bit more vibrant than your regular dreams, aren't you? The ones where your dad comes to you. He's literally trying to get in touch with you, honey. I am going to throw some cards because, of course, that's what I do. But your dad is communicating with you. Treasure it. Communicate back. Tell him how much you miss him. Tell him what's going on in your life. Absolutely. You have judgment here, but the whole picture and judgment is about souls passing over, souls hearing Gabriel's horn. So the call of heaven. So it shows that this is somebody who has found his way back. Yeah, honey, he's communicating with you. And he seems to have a little bit of guilt. Like he passed with a little bit of guilt on his soul. He might have wanted to mend some fences with you that he didn't get to do in this lifetime. But yeah, it is exactly what you think it is, honey.
Haunting Live wants to know, this Halloween night is going to be a blue moon and a full moon, and what's going to happen that night?
The great pumpkin is going to finally arrive. Just kidding.
Well, since nobody's going anywhere bobbing for apples, it's going to be a whole lot of different.
Okay, so now let's see about the good thing, especially for you. You understand that Halloween is the night when the veil is the thinnest. You know, there's the whole thing about the mask and the costumes has to do with the ancestors. Anyhow, my point to you is that this Halloween in particular, the energies are going to be amazing, amazing, amazing. Plus that you're not going to have as many people out there. Go to the cemetery. Go to the cemetery. You'll make a connection. Don't forget to video it.
Hi, Charlie.
Charlie, it's good to see you. You got a question?
How does my ex-Scorpio feel about rejecting me? Hang on a second, folks. No, still don't make sense.
Oh, dear.
What one Stratford's what, Chris? If you heard that, folks, that's the royal dog.
Yes, the royal dog is feeling neglected. Okay, so what she thinks about rejecting you. You know, it sounds like you're doing a little bit better in life and moving ahead, and she's happy for you there, but she really feels that it wasn't a good mixture between the two of you. So she still doesn't feel like you guys would have ever worked. You just are headed in two different directions. But she is happy for you, and she is happy that you seem to be moving on. So it's not like she was concerned about your welfare, even though she didn't necessarily want to remain in a relationship with you. She didn't want you hurt.
All right, then.
But I have to be honest, she still thinks she made the right decision. I already said that. Okay, it's time for me to do This Week in Ontario. This Week in Canada.
This Week in Canada, yeah. What's up for the week ahead, Sally?
Right. So... Oh, sorry, folks. Well, I see that we've already made some peace politically, and the different factions are starting to actually come together a little bit better, and actually starting to work together. I like to see that. Krista Freeland is going to have an amazing week this week. But, as I said, that whole good grief and rolling my eyes. The Don, the guy down south, is going to figure out another way to, the trade wars, just another way to use Canada as a way to upset the apple cart. unfortunately, we get the bad end of the stick when that happens. So, never goes good with him when he works with Krista Freeland. She's really good when it comes to dealing with him. When I see the Knight of Cups, I know that Justin Trudeau was announcing that we've got the contracts with AstraZeneca, where we're kind of getting our ducks all lined up in a row when it comes to the vaccine, and that's good for the people in Canada, the hospitals and what have you, but we're also going to get a bit of criticism from the rest of the world about hoarding vaccines, about taking more than our fair share, or using our money to get more vaccines than we deserve. It really sounds like jealousy there. Canada made the right deals with the right companies at the right time. So overall, even though as we go into October, it's sort of a step down economically, and I think that has to do with the trade down south. That this whole border issue and the things arising from that, the way the confusion down south kind of impacts Canada. We're going to have a hard time with it toward the end of the week. But Canada is actually doing pretty well this week. We hold our own in tough times. Let's see what else. The schools are doing better than you would think. I think that's about it. Let's see. We'll do one card for Trudeau and one card for Mr. Ford, because I'm from Ontario. So Trudeau. This is a good week for Trudeau. The whole vaccine thing, he made the right deal at the right time. He ends up coming out looking very good. And Doug Ford, oh dear. He's trying so hard. He really is. And the harder he tries to get things under control in Ontario, and he's just doing what he has to do. I feel sorry for the poor guy, because he gets a lot of flack. He's doing his job better than he has ever done in his whole life. It's a real shame that he doesn't get a bit of praise, but he doesn't. So that is this week in Canada.
Well, that will wrap it up for today, then.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Please tune in again this week. Watch our channel for upcoming videos we will be shooting, especially the one with Justin Bieber. And we still need to shoot the one for Harry and Meghan. I got shots of their hands, and do they have interesting hands. If you want to see me in person, make an appointment with the Spa by the Tracks, or send me an email at thequeenofoogaboga@gmail.com for a Skype reading. And we'll work it out over private messenger. Remember to like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your family, tell your enemies, and they'll become friends. Tell everybody you know, like, share, subscribe, And we'll see you again next week for another episode of Psychic Sundays Live with Sally Diane and her producer.
Good night, everybody. Have a good week.